Hey everyone, this is Nate the Vinyl Guide, and I am in Jalan Petaling here in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. This is kind of the late night shopping district where they sell all sorts of stuff, sunglasses and watches and shirts and things from all sorts of, let's just say, unofficial factories. We are not going to find any vinyl records here. Quite clear of that. There's no music. We walked in and out of this. That's fine. But we did find some record shops earlier today in Kuala Lumpur. So real quick, while we get a bite to eat, here is a few videos from earlier today. Cheers. Hey everyone, it's Nate, the Vinyl Guide, and I'm still here in Malaysia, right outside the Petaling Jaya section neighborhood of Kuala Lumpur. And I'm here at the Amcorp building. Now, from what I understand, the Amcorp building, it's a bit of a shopping center, but there's a lot of music to be purchased here. Apparently on Sundays, they have a music festival down in the basement. Unfortunately, we're not here on Sunday, so I'm not gonna be able to see that. But this looks like probably your average mall you would see anywhere else. There's a Starbucks, a Subway, a Gloria Jeans. Let's go downstairs. I understand there's a couple of used record shops that may be able to have a couple of goodies for us. All right, see you down there. That didn't take long. I'm still on the upper deck and I just passed by a music shop with records right in the window. Victoria Music Center right here. So looks like they've got some records inside. Let's check them out. All right, well that didn't last long. I went inside, started filming, and they kicked me out. But here's kind of what the record collection looks like from the outside. Not a lot in there of choice. A lot of old Barbra Streisand and Cyndi Lauper records for about $30 each. It's a bit of a trip actually, coming directly from India. You'll see a price tag like that. And I've been doing the calculation in my head to where that would essentially be somewhere around 50 bucks. But of course here, the exchange rate is much, much smaller, so that is more like about 200 bucks. But that doesn't change the fact that whenever I see a record for a particular amount of money, I just jump for joy until I do the real Malaysian calculation and find out that, oh, that's way too high to be paying. All right, so that's Victoria Music Center. Nothing in there but expensive crap. Let's go see if we can find something else. All right, I made it to the lower level of the Amcorp building, and one of the first things I saw here was a little shop, Paul's Records and Audio, with people digging through the crates outside. And so, always some eager stuff. I'm assuming that's some of the cheaper stuff. Now, if you go in, you'll see a lot of the Western music up here on the wall. If you look around, there's a lot of music from Asia and other parts around. Looks like Japanese music, some Korean music. Over here we have some other, well, I'm not sure what kind of music this is. Maybe a listener can comment on that. The owner doesn't seem to speak strong English. However, the records, he did explain, are separately priced. For example, this copy of Led Zeppelin, he said, was 100 ringgit, which is around 25 US dollars. And it would seem, let me take this out real quick, it appears that this would be a US pressing. So, 25 bucks for a copy of Led Zeppelin Presents, not unheard of, let's put it that way. Going through the racks, they do have some decent stuff. I was pleasantly surprised. Looks like a mix between US, European pressings and Japanese pressings. Some of them still have the Obi strip, some don't. But, it's kind of a bit of a potluck here. They also have some repressings, which is nice to see. Doesn't look to be any counterfeits or anything here. Looks like, reasonably legitimate stuff. And quite a bit of it to paw through. I did see some really good titles, but they're ones that I already have, so probably won't be leaving here with anything. And then they have even more stuff down here. Now, one thing that drove me a little bit crazy was they're stacking a lot of the records with the spine side in. So essentially you have to pull them out to be able to see what's in there. Some of them are, you see the spines, others you don't. So yeah, you need to really want to go through here to find stuff that that you want. Quite a bit of an effort. Now, another thing I did see one title that I was really excited about. So I don't have a copy of Hunky Dory. I was very stoked to see that. However, when I pulled it out, not only was it a copy of Steely Dan, Katie Lied, but look at that texture of the vinyl. My goodness. It looks like a ship sailed by, and that's the wake. So yeah, I'm not looking like I'm going to be getting anything at this particular shop. But again, it's great seeing what they have here, and nice to see that there are vinyl fans around the world. I haven't gone through this rack yet. Let me see if I'll be surprised. Nope. I'm losing faith as I flip. Not a lot here. Kim Carnes, oh boy. Yeah, alright, well there we go. Paul's Records here in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Alright. Let's try another spot, shall we? Alright, we are in the lower level here, the Amcorp building here in just outside of Kuala Lumpur, and we are here at Joe's Mac, music, art, and collectibles. Now again, from what I understand, every Sunday there is a bit of a record fair down here. Some of the shops look closed up. There's a record shop right there that we did another video on. But just as you can see, there are a heap of CDs and even some records out here for people to peruse. Now, these say latest arrivals, LPs, and they mix them up between kind of English and Chinese music. However, the real fun begins once you go inside and you see exactly how many records are here at Joe's Mac here right outside of Kuala Lumpur. How you doing?
I'm okay.
You're the boss.
No, I'm not.
You're not the boss?
No, he's not here.
Oh, okay, he's not here.
Yep.
He must be out on his boat.
Yeah.
So if you look at all the records, now this is, again, just a little teaser outside with the boxes. They've got a heap of stuff in here, and you know, they have it categorized blues, jazz, rock, all up and down. Now these are a bit of a mix between US pressings, UK pressings. There's a few Malaysian pressings in here from what I understand. But there are so many different filing systems here. Believe me, it's going to take a while for anyone to kind of go through all these. I found some other interesting stuff here. Before we get into it, rare Chinese 78 RPM records. Now this one here, again, I don't know these artists, but that's roughly 150 US dollars for some Chinese 78s. Shanghai Pathé 78 original lyric sheet must be included. Okay. Interesting. That's about $150. There's one here, yeah, made in Hong Kong. Yeah, record war song. That's about 80 bucks. And yeah, again, I don't know this music. It was sold, from Kuala Lumpur, presumably back in the day. But yeah, that's some very interesting stuff that you will find here in Kuala Lumpur. All right, so let's kind of get to some of this other stuff. Let's go a bit deeper, okay? There's a category of just Elvis, Jimi Hendrix. Oh, I didn't even pick through this yet. He said he's also willing to deal on some of this stuff too, so that's always good to know. Maybe not. Oh, okay. Hendrix, Clapton, Carlson. Okay, so they've got some of the guitars separated here. All right, let's go back here. LP Asian artists, Malay duets, Malay artists. Here we have female vocalists. Okay, Emmylou Harris, Ethel Smith, Grace Jones, Sally Oldfield. Okay, all right, so they're categorizing that way. Joan Baez. All right, so apparently categorizing them by the sex of the singers is important, because here's male. And then, Chinese music. Okay, here's a bunch of Chinese, Malay. And then coming back here, turntables, a lot of stereo equipment. You can see kind of scattered all over the place. But country records. What's this? Yeah, more country. Slim Whitman. Horton groups. Now, I went through all these. These are rock groups. I was looking for some Malay pressings of English music. Not a lot here, or if they are, we couldn't find them, or I wasn't interested. I was looking specifically for maybe something like a Black Sabbath or a Led Zeppelin record that was pressed here back in the day when there were actually pressing plants here in Malaysia. Now, apparently, back in the 60s and 70s and 80s, there were pressing plants here in Malaysia. They used to create their own records, make their own records out here, license the music, and put them out. However, in the 80s and 90s, as CDs took hold, those record pressing plants went out of business, and now pretty much all records here in Malaysia are pressed out of Europe. So you won't find a Malaysian-made record of any modern music, at least for the last 20 years or so. A lot of, they call these EPs, I guess what we would call 45s. Geez, just so many to go through. It would take me weeks to just make it through this. Now here's a heap of 78s. Let's just kind of pull out some random ones here. Ugh. What's this? Oh, actually, I don't want to ruin anything here. What's this one here? Oh. Chinese-made 78 on the Columbia record label. So, what's this one here? A Tamil 78. Oh, okay. I don't know what that is, but perhaps someone out there does. And latest arrival LPs. Now, he's got these by the date. That was roughly 3 months ago. So, yeah, I guess there's still a fair bit of work to do here, which I can understand. He needs to get back around to his filing, and I get that. So let's look at some of these records that he hasn't had time to file. Tony Orlando at Dawn. Oh boy. Yep. You're going to find some gold. You're going to have to work for it here, guys. Yeah. Okay. Well, I can see where this is going. All right. Clear this up. And here's, looks like the final racks here that we're seeing. 12-inch singles, DJ stuff. Oh, this may be, oh, instruments. Okay, yep. So probably some trumpets, saxophones. Looks like maybe a French horn in that one there. Stereo equipment, several turntables, mix LPs. Oh, look at all these instruments. All right. You can't find any music you want to hear, you could make your own. Now, what kind of synthesizer is this? Korg. Oh, interesting. And that is approximately, I want to say about $400. $400 US dollars. All right. Well, then here we go. All right, he's grooving. He just turned on some music. He's ready to rock and roll. All right. Now here's some. Oh, here we go. Rolling Stones, Pink Floyd, Zappa, and funk. All right. You can see the VG and whatnot. 11 Stones. Nope. All right. So there we go. Now, there we go. Joe's Mac here in Kuala Lumpur. I really wish I knew that they do this fair on the weekends. I would have stayed an extra couple days. We fly out on a Saturday, and apparently Sunday this place is just jumping with record dealers. So anyway, there we go. For the Vinyl Guide, this is Nate. Make sure to subscribe to the podcast, www.thevinylguide.com. Make sure to check out our Facebook page, facebook.com/vinylguide. When you're in Malaysia, make sure to check out Joe's Mac and save yourself quite a bit of time for digging, because I'm sure there's some interesting stuff here. You just got to take the time to find it. And until we talk next time, keep spinning. Cheers.